All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's going on, good brother?
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? All right, we're back now. I had to start it over. I had the wrong title and everything, but I'm right now. I'm back. Now I'm back. 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 Get that over there. Bring this back up. All right, here we go. Leave. All right. What's going on, good brother? Post, like I said, man, ladies and gentlemen, your boy. I know I ain't been online. Well, I've been online. I haven't been anywhere. About 3 days, your boy was going under the weather, but I'm back, though. You know what I mean? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Had to take a little trip to the hospital, but ain't about nothing. A raindrop to a river, a holler to a whisper, a sin to a Christian. Ain't about nothing though.
Okay.
I'm back though. You know what I mean? Hopefully back to stay. Hold on one second. As you guys, I'm sorry. Now we're gonna start this again. As you guys come in, hit the like button.
Yep.
A few things we're gonna talk about. Like I said, a few things happened as I've been away. You know, in the hospital for 2 days. Went to the hospital, came home, and sit my ass right back. PS5, Sony Studios. I see some leaks came down from Amazon. We're gonna talk about Sunset Overdrive 2, Bloodborne 2. Oh damn, another exclusive. A few other things got leaked. Like I said, we're gonna talk about this bold statement that Sean Layton said we're the only ones that can create AAA games in 3 regions. Talking about Europe, North America, and Japan. Is he right? We're gonna talk about that. You know what I mean? A few other things. But what's going on with you, good brother Post? You there?
I'm
Yeah.
good today. I'm under the AC, man. It's really hot in
Ooh,
Chicago right now.
hot
So,
everywhere, bro.
man, I'm just trying to stay cool, man.
It's hot everywhere, man. It ain't just hot. It's hot everywhere, man. Hold on, I'm about to see you guys now.
Facts,
As you guys come in, hold on.
man.
Let me
So
mute
I'm
myself.
just trying.
Let me mute myself. All right. As you guys come in, I already got 2 dislikes. You know the routine. Hit the like button. We're gonna have a little fun here today. We're gonna try to have a little fun today, as always. You know what I mean? But yeah, as you guys come in, I'm gonna be say what's up to you guys. You know how I do. Let me send the link out now. I started the thing trying to be all fancy, but for whatever reason, sometimes Restream wouldn't change the title for me. Still had me playing near Automata. Talk about that shit too. Talk about that fake HDR on this fire on the console I got. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it. Hey, post your name again, Mister. Let's talk about it. Still,
Facts. You already know we about to talk about it.
you still going by that moniker? Like I don't want to put nothing on. You still going by that moniker?
Yes, sir. We definitely
Sony
gonna talk
Live.
about it. We'll give him the
Leading.
close up today. We'll definitely give him the close up today and the
Makes
talk.
some bold statements. Statements. Statements about
Shout out to
Sony.
everybody in the chat, man. Thanks for tuning in and rocking with us.
Yeah, as always, man, and more. All right, let me put the right click, copy, paste. I ain't even get my crap game on. I ain't even do no clickbait. I gave it to you real. You know what I mean?
You gotta do Megaton.
No, I ain't gonna show up late.
Super.
I said show up late and drop some megaton. They claim that Sony's the only worldwide studio they can do to produce AAA studios in 3 different regions. But yeah, well, I don't know. Well, yeah, we gonna. Like I said, we gonna ask. I do me a fair post. Cause
Yeah.
you can see the street chat. We're gonna just shout everybody out as you go down. By the time you finish getting shouting everybody out, that said what's up in the chat. That I'll be able to look at the screen and say, and say what's up to them too. Then we can start the
Are
show.
you talking about from the top?
Yeah, from the top of the show.
Yo. Shout out to Baby Hand. Shout out to
Baby hand, what the fuck that mean?
Desert Eagle. Shout out to MK. Shout out to El Express 2010. What's good, brother?
Lex Press,
Reunion.
yeah, for sure.
Lex Press. Jimmy. Shout out to Neverland.
Yeah, he ain't got no job. He always
Shout out
there.
to Fernando. Miss Feet. She be definitely cracking in the expand your mind.
Rafiza.
Miss
Rafiza
Feet.
with your dirty ass, Rafiza.
Shout out to the Ruham. Shout out to
Ruham.
The Wrath of the Imperia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Poe. Shout out to Predator. Shout out to Kimono Boys. We got Spectra in there. You know what I'm saying? We got Coven. We got Jimmy. Modest.
Jimmy Biden. Jimmy
Ukit. I think it's Ukit or something like that.
What Jimmy? You know Jimmy got about 1,000 bots. What Jimmy? What Jimmy?
Shout out to KZ the Truth. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Who else we got? Chris Righteous, who always checking in.
Righteous Chris, what's up, baby?
Yeah, Tuesy Belvins.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Paul.
Kickstar. What's good? What's good,
who
brother?
Who you think the most disrespectful in the chat? Who be cutting the most?
Ooh.
Who think be cutting the most in the chat?
I don't know. It's names that usually be in there that ain't in there yet. But you know what? We need to do that though. Do a the most disrespectful in the chat awards.
Yeah, we might
get them a game or something, or whatever, man.
Yeah, we
gotta be crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, man. You know what I mean? We do.
Shout out to the finest. Always checking in, always tuning in.
We got a disrespectful chat.
You do got quite a few people that's in there that's disrespectful.
Be cutting up, don't they?
Yeah, they cut up.
Yeah, they do, man. I told you I got a rare, unique chat. I let them cut loose. Don't drink. Talking about my kids and the weird shit, I let them, I don't police nobody, man. You can talk about me in the chat, I don't care as long as you ain't crossing the line.
They be roasting. They don't hold no punches with nobody, even if you on the panel or not on the panel. If you're not saying what they in tune with, you getting it.
Man, I got a special name for my chat, the Fuck Nigga Association, man.
Shout out to 706 Gamer. You already know.
No, what's up? No, if you home, you can hop in with us. No, if you home, Mawson. I'm gonna see maybe shout out to the Mawson. Mawson working them odd out.
6996. What's good? Always tuning in.
Yeah, he ain't got no job. Mawson working them strange hours, man. Let me see.
Facts. True Gamer. What's up?
Yeah.
Fab. What up?
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
Let's get it cracking.
Let me put this last little link in. Bang. We're gonna make it happen. Put this in the most disrespectful Facebook group on the planet. Bang, cutting up. I start my shit early this morning off my deathbed. I ain't gonna put the business out here. If you in Bang, you know what I'm talking about. The council been kind of quiet, man. Since them hellacious accusations have been flying across the board. I wonder what's. Hey, Jabari, get at me. Hey, Kid Masters, get at me, man. I tagged you on that post today. What's good? All right, so anyway, you read the article, right, Post? Let me go back to the actual chat myself, and I can see everybody myself, right? All right, again, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys come in and get some peaceful con, hit the like button. So you read the article. Now, what did you take from this article? Like I said, Sean, actually, you want to hop right into that? Hold up, before we even get into there, hold up, because we can say that we're gonna say that for the last. Hold up, let me go back here. Like I said, I ain't been online in 3 days, man. I see Amazon had a leak. Sunset Overdrive 2. Boy Bloodborne 2. What else got leaked?
Oh, Neverland, you real disrespect. We're not talking about that council shit.
What you talking about?
Neverland talk about that council shit. Nah. Yeah.
What happened?
You're talking about the council and what's going on in Bang Man. I can't. You got to join the Bang Man group to figure out what's going on there.
Bro, listen.
I know Never in there.
Neverland next in there?
I don't know. It might be if he asking us to talk about it.
Man, listen, man. I do this. I'm gonna spot you out. I'm gonna throw you a bone right now. And you know what the PlayStation is, the council. I'm gonna be. Listen, man. I'm gonna put the link right there. If you ain't in Bang Bang, join Bang Bang. And it'll probably take you about 2 seconds to figure out what the fuck we talking about. What's going on? You know what I mean? Now listen. And I don't want to question anyone's integrity, but you know exactly. Once you'll see my tweet from this morning. I don't know what's that right now. Not my tweet, my post, and then read what I wrote, and then from the context clues of what I wrote, you know exactly what we're talking about. And pretty soon, somebody gonna say what member of the council. But again, I would hate to question anyone's integrity. Now, listen, it's not nothing to laugh at. Trust me, I'm not laughing at what it's about. It's a very hellacious.
It's a very serious situation. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very serious situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, with that being said,
I wish that upon no one.
You're right. You know what I mean? Not even my worst enemies, right?
Yep.
To that I say. But anyway, this is some hot tea. Joe Jackson just passed away. Let me drink the contents. This for Joe Jackson. That was Joe. Joe Jackson, huh? You know what I mean? I got the drink. Hey, yo, hold up. Hey, Post, I go to the drugstore today, right? Mm-hmm. To fill my
drugstore, right? Yeah. Not the Chinese store, right?
I went to the drug. I went to my pharmacy, right? Now listen, I live in the suburbs. I go to a pharmacy in the hood. So everyone's out there normally trying to buy everyone's prescription, whether your burger set, whatever they out there, they out there trying. But I ain't knocking them on man's hustle. So I go in there, I get mind you, I got a bag full of medicines, man. I was fucked up these last few days. I was on my deathbed. You ain't seen me on YouTube about 3 days. One day, the guy posted Z ain't do nothing. 2 days, like damn, Z done got shot again. What's going on? Was he 3 days? I'm in the deathbed with the IV up my nose. I'm done, right? I ain't been on YouTube about 3-4 days, right? I go get my prescription. So the last thing that they gave me, for whatever reason, and I have great insurance, for what they don't pay for cough syrup, but I have to pay for out of pocket. I don't know what they pay. So anyway, I got some drink here. I got the promethazine with the codeine, the good stuff, right? So them young boys were in there watching. So I get this is the last thing they said, Mr. Johnson, your insurance will pay for it, but I've been going in for a while. If say the bottle weight costs $50, they may have gave it to me for $25. Me being the customer that I am, right? Check this out, right? So I get my prescription, and this was the last thing they gave to me in a separate bag. I got all types of antibiotics, inhalers. I got all types of shit in this big ass grocery bag here. They give me the drink in a separate bag. So as I'm leaving out the store, one of the young boys is in there. Was like, "Hey, big bro, let me buy your drink over." I said, "Nah, I need this shit right now, bro. I'm fucked up right now. I'm sick." So like, damn, I went from big bro to this last man said, "Yo, you should just take that shit and pose." I put my bag. I'm gonna stand some shit. I dropped one bag by my side. The big bag that had the all my other shit in it, right? All the other medicine in it. I dropped that bag by my side. And I took the other one. I switched to my right. I said, "Listen, bro, this shit got death written all over it. Whatever deeds you believe in, whoever you bang in your head, I guarantee you, this shit ain't gonna end well."
The youngest tried to pull it, huh?
I went from being big bro to let's just take that shit.
They definitely thought they was gonna run up on you and just take it.
Yeah, man, I'd have baptized all three of them right there. I left him where he stood, bro. I swear to God, on anything that's righteous in my life. And then, I was in my bag after that. Fucked up still. I went with them threw my shit in the car and waited outside for like an hour. So they came, I guess whatever they did, they came. I was still waiting. What's up? You want this juice? What? You want this drink? Man, they crossed the street like a motherfucker, bro.
You wanted smoke, huh?
Yeah. I wanted
free smoke.
Hey, it was the fact
this man waited.
It wasn't that being big, bro. To being oh hell no, nigga. Said when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. I said, "Oh shit, man! I need to switch my goddamn drugstore, man."
Hey, they don't know, man. Y'all done tried the wrong one today.
I don't think these niggas in YouTube believe me. I'm a real one, bro. Like for real, I'm with all the foolery and fuckery. I went from being big brother. I said, "Yo,
they don't know."
Little motherfucker said, "Yo, that little nigga was about 5'2". Yo, we should just tank that shit on pound, bro." I said, "Bro, I guarantee you, this shit got death written all over it. And I will gladly throw it all away. Oh, this bone. For real. If you want shit, man." But with that being said, I always give you guys with a true story, and trust me, that is a true goddamn story. That about an hour and a half ago. So I'm still sweating, my adrenaline is still pumping. Hit the like button. You're gonna have a great show today. Now, with that being said, so we had a leak from Amazon, right? Sunset Overdrive 2, Bloodborne 2, and was something else that came out? Was leaked? Something else leaked?
Bloodborne. It was Bloodborne 2, Sunset Overdrive 2, and I think some release dates, so like Dream and stuff like that.
So what are your thoughts? Sunset is. I like the Sunset. Actually, I'm gonna bring up the actual article here as we speak. I beat the first Sunset. It was unique. You played the first Sunset?
I still got to finish the first Sunset.
Well, it was alright. Only thing was
I started the single player. I played a little of the multiplayer, but
I've never done the multiplayer. I've always done the story, the campaign. Went through it. You know what I mean? A little unique. But I finished it. In the way that it ends, of course, there's gonna be a part 2. But if this is true, I think this is dope for Xbox fans. I don't know if they have the first one a part of Game Pass. I know it was one of the games with goals a while back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was games with goals.
It's something unique, something that's not known for being on the Xbox platform. Actually, no, not for nothing. I kind of like the cartoony graphics or whatever. It was dope. To me, it was dope. The grinding, sliding on the rail. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Jet Set Radio with these unique weapons. You know what I mean? Like I said, I beat the story of the first game. But I think, again, this is something that has a cult following. And I would like to see how the second one, if this is true, evolves. Now, to me, this game this screamed co-op to me.
Yeah, and the first game was beautiful, man. Even if the first game would have got like a 4K HDR update, like some of the other games did, man. The color palette on that game with all the stuff that's going on with the particle effects and all that stuff, that'll look crazy in 4K. Y'all. So if they are working on a second one, so far the Amazon has been right with these leaks. So if they are working on a second one, we don't know if it's going to be multi-platform or exclusive, but hopefully it can be exclusive and not go multi-platform. That'll be another knock against Microsoft, but yeah, it'll be dope.
I'm gonna look at it this way, right? Of course, I I think it would dope if it remained exclusive, because again, the Xbox ain't really got no exclusive. But the only way they can make this game, if it was to be a multi-platform game, I'm all for it, because again, I enjoyed the first one. But it says here, Bloodborne 2, Sunset Overdrive 2, and again, they talk about the Splinter Cell game, which is most likely probably get in 2019. And again, like I said, if this is true, most likely, more likely than is, Bloodborne was. I just started playing it. You guys see me playing it on Twitch. I can see why. You know, to me, like I said, just looking at it, never really got it. But it's very hard, but it's addictive. You know what I mean? But I was playing, like I said, through OBS, with looking at another screen. Like I said, Tuesday we'll order me a monitor, get something small that I can put here and play on this OLED that I'm playing on. So I'll be running OBS through the little monitor, and I'll be actually playing on the TV in front of me.
I was trying to find out what was the point. Like you like when you first started, like what was the story? Other than that, you was just running around, just
I don't know.
Killing.
I don't know.
I was asking in the chat, like, what's the purpose?
I don't know if there is a story. If Joker was dead, the old man in the chair with a dope needle, I don't know what the hell it's about. But again, though, I don't know. Like, it is addictive. It's hard. Yeah, it takes some skill. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, I was a day late and $1 too short. Replaying that shit through OBS, and the latency. I'm surprised I got to the end of the first. You know, if those who see me watch me play it, I got to the boss. This big goddamn creature with one big arm, one little arm. You know what I mean? But it's just that playing it through OBS. Actually, I'm playing it through OBS. So when I'm hitting the button over, it's like a 2-second delay than me actually moving. You know what I mean? And invert axis, like sometimes it should be pointing like kind of crooked. It take me a while to get the camera back in focus. So no, I can't. A game like that, I can't play. But a linear game like something like Yakuza or something, you know what I mean? Like guys, what I'm basically saying is that you see me here in front of you. Now, right now, I'm looking at an OLED, so I'm watching the game on the OLED, but I'm actually still playing on my KS9000 that's behind me, but you don't see behind the green screen. So what I'm going to say, I didn't realize I needed a monitor. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Unless I put my TV over here to the big, I'm not going to put the
You mean Yakuza, the diabetic movie theater?
No, Yakuza, I ain't though, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm just playing. When I'm watching you play, all I saw was cutscenes, and then dude in the chat was like, he got 20 more minutes of cutscenes.
What game was that? That was the Yakuza? Yeah, it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Yakuza. I say 20 more minutes. We've been watching for like 15 minutes.
I ain't gonna lie, right? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Now listen, I ain't gonna panhandle to the audience right now. That shit was a little slow. And I'm gonna say this, right? Real talk, right? And for those of you out there that are, hyping Shenmue or whatever, it plays a lot like Shenmue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my only gripe about Yakuza 6, and I think it's a dope game. I think Sega should put a little bit of money in it and had English subtitles to attract a bigger audience. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta change the dialogue, but have them at least talking English. You know, motherfuckers gotta be sitting there reading that shit, see what the fuck going on. You can just listen to it. You know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers ain't want to read that shit. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. What's up, Missy? No, I'm not hungry. No.
Yeah,
no,
but
no. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 25 minutes of cutscenes. I was like, wow. So, but the fighting is dope, though. The fighting was dope.
Yeah, the fighting is, like I said, reminds me a lot of, what do you call it, of Shenmue, you know what I mean? But again, like I said,
you gotta have patience for them games.
April, I'm not gonna lie though, real talk, right? Because I spend a lot of time on the PlayStation, and the games I used to tease, you know what I mean, they ain't that bad, Post. You know what I mean? Like some of the games, like, I ain't gonna lie, PlayStation's got a lot of goddamn games. A lot of games. Even like me, like I said, me doing the other day, the Last of Us multiplayer, right? Yeah. I've never played it before. But again, I'm playing through, I got this hell of input, like I'm playing through whatever behind me. The shit is different. It's a little learning curve. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, but you know what I mean. It's like with Gears. You know, I was dog shit in Gears. The more I play something, the more I enjoy it. I will play it, make me want to get better. You know what I mean? But even like a game like I said, The Last of Us. Yo, bro, you know what I mean? It ain't bad. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got a lot of shit on my plate. I got the Uncharted. I got The Last of Us. I got you. Oh, you gotta get. What do y'all be saying? I gotta get mad shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, I ain't played the shit I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so much shit, man. Yeah. I can attest to that because I just I was over my bro house. I was doing some work in the studio, hooking and stuff up, and I got an opportunity to play God of War and Detroit Become Human. And after that, I definitely wanted to go get a station at that point. I'm like, I need to play this. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get to a station, man. I know,
but I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one probably next week or something like that. Next week or probably the middle of this month. I should be grabbing one.
The Bang House. You have to search the surroundings to find the story. Are you talking about Yakuza or are you talking about Bloodborne?
I think you're talking about Bloodborne because other than that, it was just endless fighting and I'm like, what's
a bunch of tall 6 foot niggas with fucking candles, you know what I mean? Walking around like motherfucking extras and screaming with long sickles and shit. I don't know what neighborhood this is, Elm Street, but a bunch of big scared niggas walking, you know what I mean? So you gotta search around. Every time I go to somebody's door, you're not coming in here, no, get away. I don't know what the hell going on, you know what I mean? But again, as far as the combat and all that stuff, like I never got to any. They said it's like it's successors to Dark Souls. I never really played any Dark Souls game. This is never really. I mean, I got one for the 360. My son used to love them. But I'm gonna type of dude. I like to have fun. I don't like to be complicated. I don't like things to be hard. Maybe it's just the casual in me. I don't know. Like Nier Automata. I ain't lying. Cause I got all the way to the boss at the end of the first one. I'm sorry, the first stage of Nier Automata. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Ian. Sent me the code. And I couldn't save. I mean, whenever I died, I had to start. I was like, hell, this shit just turn. I'm turning this shit off. Playing for about 35 minutes. I get to the end and I die. First thing I'm playing it. If you need to master all the controls, and I had to start way back from the beginning in. Oh, hell no. Eject though, cuz. Then I hopped on Far Cry 5, which again, I got so many goddamn games post. Nothing with that damn Gears of War. I ain't lying. Took up my whole holiday season, bro.
Yo, you definitely, man. Yeah. I just got back into, trying to finish Hellblade and some other games. I got so many games that I haven't touched, like Wolfenstein 2. I still didn't finish Ori and the Blind Forest. It's so much stuff. Like Gears multiplayer is so addictive, man. It kind of pulls you away from all other games. And so I definitely ain't been online in a minute though. I haven't played real consistent like the last couple of weeks since I've been busy, but I'm definitely, when I do get back on, I'm definitely going to try to complete some games.
Oh yeah, you said the post said, my account silver right now. He made a bet with D. Anybody seen D? We ain't seen D, man.
Yo,
we ain't seen D. We ain't seen D.
Yo, D, they tied D from the internet, boy. The Twitter,
Yo, D said that shit was a good look for his fans. I ain't seen D in about 2 weeks when they ran that on D about the 24-hour point cards. I ain't seen D since.
Yo, D said my fan base don't like that.
Yo, that's what he hit me with, right? I don't know. Okay, Megan speaking to me, man, shit just went left. That's why I was in the hospital, man. Fucked up over here, man. I ain't, listen, I ain't doing right, man. It's karma. Karma, you know what I mean? But shout out to everybody. Shout out to D. Shout out to Megan, man. Shout out to Mr. 100, man. Shout out to all those dudes, man.
Shout out to all of them, man.
Wish them nothing but the best, fuck nigga shit, right?
Facts.
But anyway, back to what, like I said, what we're talking about here. We got here, like I said, the Sean Layton made some might say, I was listening, I'm a part of a few, I'm not gonna say no names. I ain't gonna be messy, I'm just getting off my deathbed. I'm still ain't right. Hold on. Hit the like button, shit about to go left. Hold on. I had to take a little hit of that yank, of that drink. Jesus. Woo! They call syrup strong. Dang. Yo, for real. I'm part of a few chats. Let's say that, right? So even while I was on my deathbed, even though I wasn't, I saw the light. I saw Jesus in the light. Even though I didn't go into the light, I'm somewhere between half dead and all the way dead, right? So I got one foot in on the planet Earth neck, and then the other foot in the Neverland, in Neverrealm, in the upside down room, right? So in my weekend stake, I'm reading everybody. I'm running a bunch of DMs on Twitter, and everybody, some of the Xbox guys are tweaking about this statement from Sean Layton, saying that we're the only ones that can create a AAA game in 3 regions with Sony Worldwide Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, with a statement like this, to incite and fuel the console war. And that's a bold statement, right? Mm-hmm. Now you got Nintendo out there. I know Baron was reading this shit. Then he had an aneurysm. What he's talking about? Nintendo's very well. You know, Baron gonna be out there screaming. But again, some Xbox guys, especially Xbox guys, were really upset with this.
Why?
They said we're the only ones that can create AAA games in 3 regions with Sony.
It's fact.
Worldwide Studios. What do you mean by that? Is during his Game Lab panel, fully transcribed by Green Beast, Sean Layton, the chairman of Sony Worldwide Studios, as well as president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment America. Now, Sony got a lot of goddamn heads and chairs and this. Is this the boss of PlayStation? Who's the boss of PlayStation? Was he over the boss of PlayStation?
I think that's him. No. I think isn't Cass still there?
Cass retired. He stepped down. He was the boss of all.
He stepped down already. I forgot who they put in place of him.
I don't know, but anyway, I think this may be Yoshida's boss. Whatever the case may be, he said, "I tried to express what makes Sony Worldwide Studios and PlayStation 4 exclusive that they produce, exclusive they produce special. One of the reasons he reckons is that no one else can create play titles from gaming 3 main territories. That's America, Europe, and Japan." Now, of course, I don't know. Well, I don't.
If you look at it, the coalition, they're in Canada. If you look at 343, they're in America. If you look at Playground Games, they're in Europe. What Japan-based studio does Microsoft has that's producing AAA from first-party perspective?
No.
So he has a point.
Oh, okay. Now, listen. Because I took this somewhere else. I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think about the location or the locale. I just took it as what type of markets, like, you know what I mean, or like a AAA Japanese theme exclusive, or something in the appeal AAA for North America or Europe. I didn't take about their location.
Yeah, they got studios in all 3 markets. If you look at it, Europe, America, and in Japan.
Trying to express what makes Sony Worldwide Studios and PlayStation 4 exclusive. They produce special. One of the reasons he reckons is that no one else can create AAA titles from gaming's 3 main. No one can create AAA titles from gaming's 3 main territories: America, Europe, and Japan. Okay, look like this, right? If you think about PUBG, right? That's why I didn't take this. Like, if you think about PUBG, that's a game. Well, I mean, worldwide, but that studio. You know what that studio's located?
It's not first party studio though.
And I'm just getting overall. I'm just saying, if that's their studio. That makes Bluehole, I think, and then from Japan, or where the fuck is Bluehole from? No, Epic bought them. A Japanese company acquired them. So no, I don't know what the hell. But no, yeah, maybe. What does Sony in Japan? What's the one of the studios in Japan? What do they make, or what do they make, or I don't know what the hell. Go to the chat.
Let's see here.
So I didn't really take it like that. I took it as that that they can make a Japanese themed exclusive. They can make something that appeal to North America.
Okay. I was looking at it from the locales, the locale base.
I think you may be right, though. I think you may be right. You know what I mean?
That's what I was looking at. Like, if you look at it, they have developers in all 3 markets, and that's what he was saying as far as which gives them the understanding of what the markets want. Since they have developers from all 3 markets, they know how to approach them. I had to look at it like
flip, cut your shit. He said he's busy studying Twitch streams so he can give reviews on games he's not playing. Hey, Flip, you want to sit your black ass down somewhere with that? No, Flip white. Hey, Flip, sit your white ass down somewhere with that shit. Come in with that shit, Flip. Yeah, you know what I mean? No, actually, Flip's half Spaniard, half Italian. He a fucked up mix. Hey, Flip, sit your ass down somewhere. Come in with that shit here. Come on, man. Shout out to D Batch. Let me see if I get Diaz in this motherfucker right now. I'm speaking to D. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I was just saying, if you look at the locales of the studio, they have Sony Santa Monica here in America. They have studios over in Europe. I think Guerrilla Games over in Europe, and probably a few more. And then they have studios in
Yeah,
Japan.
who
I
they got
think the teams
Japan?
that made SOTC, the team that made the team that made what's the game with the last the what's that shit with the big dog and shit? Looked like a big dog. That took about 10 years to make.
For the Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian. I think those are Japan based studios. And then they just think they got developers in all the markets. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? And then they have developers from each of those markets that have produced AAA games from all three of those markets. So he's kind of right. And I was trying to look from a Microsoft perspective. I know they got developers here and in Canada, and then I know they have developers in Europe. Playground Gamers in Europe, Ninja Theory is in Europe, but I couldn't think of a Japan studio that they own outside of second party. But I'm talking about from a first party perspective. I couldn't think of a Japan studio that's there and producing AAA games. It's just not there.
Yeah,
So they kind of got a point.
Okay, well, again, for somebody, well, again, I don't know. Let me say this right. Let me choose my words wisely, right? Would it be cost efficient? But actually, where's all Nintendo's developers probably in Japan? I don't know what. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So rarely know some of their studios.
Yeah,
They
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know Nintendo break their shit down about studio, right? Mario Studio, the Zelda Studio. I don't even know they break their shit down, but Nintendo kind of weird. Given it as not even so much from business, but Microsoft looking at this, right? If you look at it, who's been the most successful this generation, it's been Sony, right? And we can go back. Let's be honest. We can go back and say what made them so successful this generation, whether it been their messaging at the start of the generation or them with the media, whatever the case may be, whatever you know made them successful this gen. And I have my reasons, and I think that Sony really went all out and doubled down on themselves. But Microsoft was kind of bullheaded. You know, what I mean, even with the Kinect, you know, what I mean, you got your biggest competitor, $400 more powerful. You should have heard the way the message was going as far as resolution, and you know, what I mean, and not being able to hit 1080p instead of the other. One thing to me, because before, I'm gonna give you an example. Before Call of Duty came out, it was already rumored that the PS4 was more powerful. Not rumored, more powerful than the X, and they weren't gonna be able to get to 1080p, whatever the case. And once you seen that been a thing, Microsoft right then and there should have took the Kinect out of the box. Because believe it or not, Microsoft won December that NPD that year. Actually, they would have won November, but the PS4 came out a week before the Xbox One. It wasn't until like January that, you know what I mean, then February the PlayStation really started to pull ahead. Because right then they were still neck and neck. And that was at it being $500. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should have just listened to what their competitor was doing, took the Kinect out of the box, $400, right? But neither here or there. Sony again doubled down on themselves, did a lot of third party deals. And Microsoft, to me, they didn't realize how the game, even though people could not say complained about it or whatever, Microsoft kind of went away from doing exclusive toward the end part of the generation, and just had the third party deals. And where Sony doubled down on their great exclusives, whether The Last of Us, whether you care for them or not, still was big for them in their in their fan base, right? And when they started making more exclusives, like the roles had reversed. Now going into the next generation, from Sean Layton saying something like that, we have studios all over the world. Will it make any sense for Microsoft to have a studio in Japan? Because even Japanese developers make their game more westernized. What I mean, like, you know, you look at Devil May Cry, and it's like you don't see an Asian character. You see, a Anglo-Saxon male with a big sword. You know what I mean? Everything, even with Mario. Believe it or not, Mario, you don't see a Japanese or an Asian plumber. You see
an Italian, basically.
yeah, whatever. You know, white plumber. You know, they make their games more suited towards the West because they buy more stuff. So would it even make any sense for Microsoft to have a studio there? You know what I mean?
It makes a whole lot of sense. And before I elaborate on what you just said, I got Nintendo Studios. They have 4 studios. One Up Studio, which is based in Japan. Monolith Soft, which is based in Tokyo, Japan, and Kyoto, Japan. They have a studio called ND Cube. Is in Japan, and the only American studio they have is Retro Studios, which is in Austin, Texas. So they 3 studios in Japan and 1 studio here. I don't see any studios in Europe. So Sony kind of got a point. And I think Microsoft, to elaborate on what you just said, Microsoft needs, if they need to do more than just travel out to Japan and try to get support from these studios. I think they need to build a base in Japan and have a first party developer in Japan that can be dedicated to Japanese style games, whether it's JRPGs, action RPGs, or whatever. But I do think this gives Sony a foothold above them. Okay. And Nintendo.
Okay, here's this. Okay, and again, you paid the bills already. Shout out to my brother Bang House. Appreciate it. The reason why I asked that question, I don't know what studios that Sony has located in Asia or in Japan. I don't see any Japanese type exclusives being released. But I'll give you an example. You look at what's that? Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's being made by Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is an American or European studio.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. I'm missing one that I don't know about, or it's a smaller title that I don't know nothing of. If Sony does have a game development studio that's in Japan, I don't know if any content. Normally, when you see like those type of with Near Automata or those type of games, they're made by Platinum Games or the other companies, or maybe exclusive or time exclusive to PlayStation platform. They do the partnership that way. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of looked at this kind of, not even look at it more as from locale. I was talking about maybe the content that they can create or whatever the case may be, because I don't know any Japanese exclusives or more or less theme type games that Sony makes that I don't know about. Everything.
Yeah. Usually those Japanese style games, they usually lean on like level 5.
Yeah, something. That Sony owns those people too, level 5 or whatever.
No, I don't think so. I know they own Team Eco. I know that's it.
Okay, Team Eco. So we the Last Guardian then. Okay,
they did the Eco, the Last Guardian, Shadow of Colossus, and things like that.
Okay, all right. So I stand corrected then. I didn't know any. You know what I mean?
And I think Blue Point Games is like second party. I don't think they own them.
Oh, we got another one from hold on. You paid the bill, Bang House.
No, we didn't. Okay. I'll pay the bills.
No, Sony Japan and Fallout. Yeah, we did flat out. I just seen it. I'm looking at the screen. Sony Japan Studio.
They do have Polyphony.
Who makes Gran Turismo? I think Gran Turismo, isn't that a
Molecule is in you.
I think Gran Turismo is made by I forgot. It's Poly something, isn't it? Polyphony. Isn't it a European studio or are they?
No, they Japanese.
Okay, well there you go. Okay, well then. Yep. Stand corrected. My brother, you see Trunks? Read this question. You see it, Trunks?
Hold on, let me see here. Oh yeah, shout out to Trunks, $5. Something y'all don't know, but Sony has a collaboration with a bunch, and I mean a bunch of Chinese studio developers on YouTube channel China Hero Project. Yeah, I was definitely looking. At that a lot of the studios that they was affiliated with over the years, like Project Siren, Game Arts, From Software, Level 5, Matrix Software, Blue Point, Q Entertainment, Q Games, and stuff like that.
Hold up, bro. Hey, Pose, man. Hey, you're a whole fuck nigga for this. It might give him comment today. Because he was out in front of that pharmacy about to photo with some Flintstone bond tablets, man. Keep building strong and growing. Hey, Pose, listen. You don't know. I was about to throw it all away, bro. I was about to throw it all away. Listen here with this drink. The fact that they said he was going to take it from me, I went from being big bro and your uncle. So take that shit. I was about to throw it all away for this shit, bro. You have no idea. Oh, this boy, I'm sorry. But
shout out to Floyd Mayweather for the $2 holler. Yeah. Why do Xbox hype up multi-plats but not exclusives? And then another $2 from Bang House. Thank you for the little KFC snack.
Mm-hmm.
Knack, Gravity Rush, and Golf are all Sony Japan.
Okay, all right, okay.
Mm.
Good point. But and I wouldn't say Gravity Rush is AAA or Sony Golf,
Is
but
Gravity Rush third party or second party, or
they
is
might have
that
made
first
that shit.
party?
You know what I mean? They made it, but
Mm.
I want to answer Floyd Mayweather first. I mean, this is a good question for you, Post. Why do Xbox
Mm.
guys hype up multi-plats more than exclusive? In your
Mm.
opinion?
Well, right now that's the only thing they can do, honestly. In terms of them hyping up the multiplats give them the ability to use the Xbox power, the Xbox One X power to accommodate that argument.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all they can do. It's pretty much all we can do right now. Because in terms of exclusives, if you try to use Halo, Gears, and Forza, then you're going to get that rebuttal. Well, what else outside of Halo, Gears, and Forza? That's the only games y'all talk about in this. That's the only games y'all get. But right now, since the Xbox One X is winning in terms of how multi-platform games look on the X, then that's what they go. Whatever play to their strength.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing Sony fans do.
Yeah. Hey, bro, to be real, right? I'm gonna keep it over there. You know, at the beginning of the generation, Sony did, even like I said, this is not even up for an argument, but I would be honest. Sony had at the start of the generation, they had The Last of Us remastered and Bloodborne. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You had games like Killzone and Knack. You know what I mean? Even The Order. It was okay with me. It wasn't the criminal. You know what I mean? They didn't really start with the horizon. And even had Sony themselves said that when it comes to first party content, it was kind of sparse. Sony was leaning more on having the better version of the multiplats. And the same argument the Xbox guys are saying now, Sony guys had it at the start of the generation. Just being honest, you know what I mean?
Yep.
What I didn't give, like I said before, what I didn't give Sony credit for was when they said greatness of weight, and goddamn, they went line. It's overkill right now. Like I said, Sony really. I didn't realize how much. What I think I said that the quality or exclusive they release back to back. Like you know what I mean. And again, shout out to them. But at the start of the generation, Rose, all is subjective. Maybe you may not care for Microsoft exclusive. Maybe you may not like the kills. I'm sorry, Quantum Breaks or the Sunset Overdrive or the Rises or Killer Instinct. You know what I mean? Or the Forza series, whatever the case may be, or Halo, Master Chief Collection 5, whatever,
Yeah.
Gears, you know what I mean, or Gears of Us, what it was, Gears of War, remastered the first one. I need to get into that. You know what I mean? I never, played the multiplayer of that shit either. Is it frames? Is the multiplayer on that Gears remaster or remake? Is it 60 frames? No. But anyway,
Yeah.
that argument, the roles have reversed. That's all. You know what I mean? And again, it just looks kind of bad now because let me say this, right? I give it to you like this, right? What makes it looks a little spooky for Microsoft, Xbox, or guys side of things, because they're depending so much on third party taking advantage of the Microsoft's or their hardware
Mhm.
to take advantage of. Like we see now, what's that game? Near Not Automata has supposedly fake HDR on the X. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a problem because again, you got a console that's $400, and we all know it again that the X is more powerful than the Pro. It is what it is, but again, exclusively, while we're just talking about exclusive content, which can't wait to take advantage of your hardware like you do. Sony has the better looking games. You know what I mean? And again, we're not talking about what's better. We're just talking about visually. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What's taking advantage of the Pro or the 1.8? That's for me what makes it look so bad because maybe it's Sony, Microsoft came out and they had some exclusives, and I think this is the problem, the biggest problem. They took advantage of the X hardware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they release, I think it'd be a much different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd change the discussion. I think one of the things you said about the role reversal in terms of the discussions, everything has kind of reversing and went the opposite way. But I think in this generation, it's more easier to kind of disown and just at Microsoft exclusives. And then I think when it comes to Sony exclusives, if you try to have that same approach, people look at you like you crazy. And then if you have that same approach where if somebody is scoffing at Microsoft exclusives and you look at them like they're crazy, then they say you crazy. Like
Yeah. Yeah, so that
I think it's just more easy to hate Microsoft exclusive than it is Sony.
well, I ain't gonna lie. Well, again, I'll play this. It's not so much to hate them, and I'm gonna be honest again. I just think that Microsoft, I'm sorry, Sony has the better exclusives now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, they do. I think in terms of, and
And
I
there's
agree with
that's
you in terms of taking
and this
of the
means what
hardware.
listen.
Yeah.
This way gets a little spooky as far as Xbox guys, and I would hate to question their integrity, right? Because I'm a Gears of War fanatic. You know, that's my favorite friend. I love Gears. I've always preferred Gears over Halo any day of the week. But you know, plus when you got friends, that's what happened. You got friends, guys who really fuck with, and they fuck with Gears, so you can see how they consumes a lot of your time, right? Um, I'm not gonna put a car game up there because I think Forza is the creme de la creme when it comes to racers, and I'm not even into fucking simulation race. But I like the Horizon series better than I do the Motorsport series, right? But look at it like this, right? If you in 2 years alone, right? Just 2 years. If you look at what you get exclusively from Microsoft and what you're getting from Sony, whether you like those games or not, there's a different caliber or different quality. You know what I mean? Of games, like you know what I mean. Whether you like Uncharted or not, creme de la creme. Whether you like Horizon, some people thought it was boring. I got to get back into it. Maybe I might look at it through, give it a better chance now. God of War, epic. Beyond Two Souls, epic. Spider-Man coming out, epic. Now, Death Stranding, I don't know what the fuck that's about. But again, you got Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, Rumor Bloodborne 2. You know what I mean? So, again, on the flip side of the coin, Voodoo Vince, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay. And you know what? Again, what makes it really look bad, instead of Xbox guys being honest and saying, hey, that's not creme de la creme, they're trying to put it as creme de la creme. And so that's not a me problem, that's a you problem. Sea of Thieves is awesome. There's something wrong with you guys, and this, that, and the other. Instead of come out and say, no, this is some dog shit. It's not meant to be shit, even Crackdown. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it's not even out yet. That's not creme de la creme. That's not a Halo, Gears, or Forza type game. It's never been. I don't give a fuck what they add to it. You know what I mean? That's never been that type of tier of a game. But the reason why people are looking at those top tier games, because it's all that they have, is all that we have gotten. You know
I mean, they're top tier because there's a community for them. And I think people don't understand and realize that why do Microsoft continually make these games? It's because there are a huge community for them. These are not billion-dollar franchises for no reason. It's just a huge.
I'm not talking about Gears of Force and Halo. Of course, those are iconic. I'm talking about the Sea of Thieves, the Voodoo Vincent. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, those are synonymous with the Xbox. You know what I mean? You got to have those. But again,
I think.
Yeah, go.
I think Microsoft took a wrong turn this generation, and they need to fix it. I think in the next gen they're gonna be able to fix it. Because back in the days when I saw Microsoft, when I thought of Microsoft, I looked at the disparity between Splinter Cell Chaos Theory on the Xbox versus the way it looked on the PS2.
Sure.
That type of power. Yeah. That, you know what I'm saying? That's the box I had. And you know what I'm saying? And you saw the difference and you felt the difference. For them to have that type of control, even in the 360 and PS3 era, for them to do all of that only to go in this generation and falter everything and lose everything, it's crazy. If you're an Xbox fan and you can't see that, you can't see some of the shit they've done wrong and some of the decisions they made in terms of which games to greenlight versus what we've been asking for. I mean, over what's that game feel like that he got remastered or remade with the little sock puppet or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. You talking about God damn it.
Whatever that game was, the one he like, well, give us a in that case, give us a banjo, which everybody been looking for. Invest in a mecha sword or something like that, which everybody been asking for. Instead of green lighting games that's personal to you, like that shit's crazy.
Well, the Voodoo Vince is little sock.
The Voodoo Vince, yeah.
Hold on, I gotta read this from C-Dub. Give me your opinion. He raised a good question here.
C-Dub 357 with the $5 holler. Yeah. Most pro Xbox YouTubers don't realize Sony still has the best versions of the multi-plats. The majority of consoles are what's that? Slim and Xbox S Pro and X are the minority. You're right about that. You're right about that. Especially when it comes to the Pro and the X, they are the minority of the bunch. And if you look at the regular PlayStation 4 and the Slim, because I think the Slim is up there too in terms of the majority as well, given its price range, they still is pretty much the multi-plats are probably selling more on the PS4 than they are the Xbox.
He a good point, right?
Yeah.
My man and picked what he choose from the Bible to justify slavery, right? Check it out, right? Shout out to C-Dub, right? But now, I don't agree with that. I think again is that the narrative has changed. For those gamers that want the best version of the multiplats or whatever, first of all, most like your game on, PC. Listen, let me say this, right? Real talk. And this is the problem with Xbox guys falling back on that argument. I don't agree with it. I think, again, the X has the superior version of the most.
Yeah, they had the best version, but as far as selling more and stuff like that,
I can say the PC has the best version and whatever. But that's neither here nor there, right?
Exactly.
The reason why the reason why that is the problem with most pro Xbox YouTubers, right? Because they're depending on Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, NetherRealm Studios, whoever else, Activision, EA, to show the disparity between both of the consoles. You know what I mean? The reason why the X is so much more superior than the Pro. And cases, you had games like Shadow of Mordor, and again, those are few and far in between. We have so many of them. Again, you have games again like Nier Automata, who has fake HDR on the X. And you had another goddamn game, I forgot the name of it, that came out on the X, and it was 720p. So that is always a problem because can no one showcase your hardware
the way you do,
like you do. Now, I think probably one of the first games they're going to do that probably is going to most likely be Forza Horizon 4. It's going to look, amazing. Then, probably, again, Gears 5. But like I said, those are few and far in between. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, again, can no one showcase your hardware like you? And that was the biggest problem, again, like when Microsoft being a day late and a dollar too short, came up with an amazing console. For those that have the X, you may be a Sony fan. It's an amazing piece of hardware. It is. There's no denying it.
It's dope.
It's dope. But you know what I mean. But they didn't again have any software to take advantage of the hardware. I liken it to at the start of the generation they came up with this $500 console with the Kinect, and then they had any software to take advantage of the Kinect. We're gonna sell you a $500 system SKU with the Kinect that some people I thought the Kinect was dope for the time to talk to it, but I'm an enthusiast. I got to get all the gadgets. Like I even bought the PlayStation camera when it came up with the PS4. I buy everything. You know what I mean? So I say that to say this, right? But they didn't have any software to take advantage or justify why I'm paying $500 for this, the original Xbox in 2013, or why I'm even paying $500 again for the X. And like I said, when it comes down to resolution, I've always said resolution doesn't determine better graphics. So I can't tell you between native 1080p or upscale 1080p. That's just me. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those.
Resolution not gonna give you a clear image.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's comes down to the textures and the shaders.
Yeah. Just make things clear. But I do agree with you though. I'm gonna pay the bills too. Floyd said, read my questions from early in the comments. I got you, Floyd. I'm just gonna elaborate on what he said, and then I'm gonna read the question. I see where it is at right now. I do think Microsoft, I do agree with you in terms of they rely too much on third party to kind of dictate the power between the X and the Pro. And you're not going to get that from third party because third party work with all the publishers. They don't want any discrepancies with Sony or anything or with their money. So they're not going to make one look better than the other one. You might have a few trinkets here and there that look better or do better, but from an overall pattern, what they really can do, they're not going to create that gap because they're trying to cater to all of the platforms. So I do believe that Microsoft faltered in that space. They should have had a title, a first party title that was a showcase other than Forza Motorsports. Everybody is not racing friends. But shout out to Floyd Mayweather. He say, and Next Gen 720 post up, you think next generation these devs will stop being lazy with broken games, half-ass remasters and glitches, bugs, frame drops, uncompleted games?
Hell no.
The internet, let me tell you something.
Hell no.
Xbox Live and the PS2 networks, and when we got the internet over to these systems, and they set up their networks where you could streamline information, where you could update things in the background, where you could fix it.
Shit to it.
That shit, it's a wrap, bro. You're always gonna get that.
Let me tell you something, and to take that one step further.
Yeah.
What's going to happen again as far as the following generation? I don't know if Sony's going to do a PlayStation 5 or cross, whatever the case, cross gen, or I will say this for the next generation was the Xbox 2 and the PlayStation 5. You're going to see again a bunch of cross gen development like you had with this generation. They're both x86. At the start of the generation, some of your biggest multiplats, whether it was Titanfall or exclusives, you got that on the Xbox One and the 360. Forza Horizon 2, Tomb Raiders, which calls it Little Big Planet 3. It's going to be the same thing going forward. It's just that the X or whatever the successor to the X and the PS5 will be a little bit more shinier. You know what I mean? Maybe a stable or more framework. That's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So what's going to happen with for us remaster and remakes? You're going to probably start having them remixing a bunch of shit from the previous. Hell, they ain't going nowhere. So they ain't going nowhere to get used to me. And for like the first 3 years, you know what I mean? Because believe it or not, a game takes about it takes a few years to be developed. So you have a bunch of remasters, and being us, we're gonna want this new software for our new consoles to show up our new purchases. We're gonna go out there again and buy that shit up by the boatload. It's gonna be the same history repeats itself, my man. It's gonna be the same shit all over again. Because you're gonna have these dry spells, and what they're gonna do is, here's the remaster of Red Dead Redemption 2. We're gonna go out and buy that bitch like hotcakes. You know what I mean? This one's gonna be a native 4K 60 on all platforms and new exclusive behind the scenes DLC. They're gonna go out there and buy that shit up by the boatloads. Just believe.
Facts. See, back in the day when we got a game on like a Nintendo or a Sega or something like that, whatever was there was there.
That was it.
They couldn't fix that shit. It was it. So if you found loopholes and glitches and stuff like that,
we had fun with them motherfuckers.
We had fun with them because they couldn't change them. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun finding that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
On top of the board.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, Paul, look how far gaming has come. Imagine leaving whatever city we got to the 9th level on counter, right?
Yep.
Cut that game on, take your ass to bed. Oh, mom.
We turned the television down. Like, we turned it off.
But back, I won't have to start that bitch over all the way from the next day from stage 1 to get back to stage 9.
We never put the game on.
A lot of you jokers don't know about to start that shit. We about to beat this game and like playing that shit for hours.
On the real.
And start from stage 1 all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gaming, I believe that I stand correct. To me, on the first game, I knew they had in-game saves was Zelda, that gold cartridge with the battery. It was if it was one that did it before then I stand corrected. But to my knowledge, the first game that I ever recall saving my progress on the game was Zelda, the first gold cartridge. You know what I mean?
You know what? Not only that though, Z. If you look at the systems back then, I was able to. I don't think this era grew up where you leave the game on all night just so you could. Turn off the TV and leave the game on all night just so you won't have to start all the way over.
Cut the game off. I cut that shit off running up my bill. You be mad as hell get home from school. Somebody cut that shit off.
But these consoles weren't overheating or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have the issue where they was breaking this. Of course, with the Nintendo, you had to put the double cartridge in there. That spring will flick out on you. You had to put a cartridge and then put a cartridge on top of it.
Nintendo got about 25 bodies in the hood. Niggas with ass blowing them goddamn cartridges.
Motherfuckers.
Blowing them bitches to make them whistle.
Motherfucker had the man. No, you ain't blowing white. If it ain't whistle, it ain't work.
Niggas got 1,000 Q-tips with alcohol. Cleaning that goddamn car. Niggas don't know. Listen, the Nintendo was a classic, but that was a cheap made goddamn console. That shit was all profit. Because I ain't had those problems with the Genesis or any other cartridge-based console I had outside of the NES. Even my Super Nintendo didn't do that shit. That NES was some dog shit.
What about the wiggle? You blowing the cartridge, you sitting there, you wiggling.
My motherfucking NES was so raggedy, bro. The top was off that motherfucker. If you look at the top of the NES, it was this metal bar that went across. I had a cartridge on top of the cartridge to hold that bitch down.
Hold that bitch down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I used to have to slam that bitch in hard as hell. Yo, put it in hard.
Yeah. Yo.
And put
hey, yo, we came up with tricks to make our shit work. Double cartridge, wiggling it, slam. No, you got to slam it hard. I'm talking about all types of stuff. And that shit worked, too.
Like I said, gaming is involved, you know what I mean? Probably some of the hood classics. You had games like motherfucking Tecmo Bowl. About 4 teams on that motherfucker. That bitch played side. You had the Denver Broncos, the Raiders. I forgot who else. The Giants and somebody else.
Yeah.
The Giants, the Raiders, the Denver Broncos, and the 49ers was on Tecmo Bowl. Then on Double Dribble, you had the Lakers, the Celtics, the New York Knicks, and the Chicago Bulls. You know what I mean? That was another class. Then Blazers Steel. That was my other shit. It was a hockey game. You can actually fight from Konami made that motherfucker.
Yeah, Jordan versus Bird.
Yeah. Remember the dunk contest, Kiss the Rim?
Yeah, man. Crazy,
throwback.
Man.
Throwback.
Yo, that's throwback. But games back then, you got them as they were. Nowadays, with the internet, they can pretty much put out a game. We found the bugs for them and then send an update. Okay, thank you for finding the so we're like test dummies if you think about it.
Oh yeah, Mo said we about to we gonna be too much like 10 more minutes. D said he was on hot bin. I don't know what happened to D. He must have saw that hostile chat. He ain't hostile.
Moss, what up, man?
He said to everybody in the chat, man. Moss elite. My phone done cut off. I don't know if you answer me back or not, man. My phone done died on me. Hold on, bro. My shit over here dead. I'm just talking. I mean, something. I ain't my shit. This goddamn phone tweaking. Let me cut my shit on, man. But hold on, let me say before we get up out of here. Hold on, I don't know if Mom said he wanted to hop in right quick. Now, if those asking me to do Beast Fight, no, this is gonna be it for the day. I'm gonna stream later on. Like I said, your boy been down for 3 days, but I'm back though. But I'm back. Dreams of the Desire, A+18. Anything else that I missed before I went going? They said, Shenmue 1 and 2 HD remastered release date revealed by Microsoft. Shenmue 1 and 2. Is Shenmue 3 coming to the Xbox, or is it time exclusive for the PlayStation? What's up? What's the deal with that? You might know? Hello?
No, it should be coming to the Xbox too.
It should be the baseline for people. And hold on. All right, hold on. I'll wait to talk about that. So I see another article. It said 4K 60 should be the main baseline for the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox. So or not. Like, what are your thoughts about that? It should be. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Shit, 1080p 60.
We say this we say this every gen. It all comes down to developers and what they prioritize. Some are gonna get that power and prioritize graphics over frame rate. Some are gonna prioritize frame rate over graphics. It just all depends on what they do, and that's the same with the X, and that's why. We have to put onus on Microsoft as a first party studio to say, hey, if y'all make these claims of 4K 60, then from a first party's perspective, then put out those type of games, everything, because third party, they're going to do what they want to do. Microsoft don't have no say so in how they use that power. But if Microsoft set that precedence, then I'm pretty sure it'll motivate other developers outside of them to try to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, I know as far as hardware wise, I know both consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox, they have very anemic CPUs. Yeah. But again, he said, but they're the Ryzen chip, more capable chips for very cheap, costly. You know what I mean? I think probably next year. I think here's the thing. I think gamers should hey, that we have at least 60. But you get the 1800p and the upscale to the rest of whatever the case may be. But I don't think we're still a generation away. I know at the next one from being a mandated 4K 60. You know what I mean? Because looking at the start of this generation, it wasn't mandatory 1080p 60. You had some 1080 30, 930. You know what I mean? You're still gonna get those 30 frames per second games from Assassin's Creed. Now those are gonna be 4K native 30. On the next generation consoles, but they may give the options for 1800p 60 and dynamic up to the rest. I mean, I think that's going to be the future. You know what I mean? Because
we came out of the 360 era saying that in the PS4 and the Xbox One era that we was going to have 1080p 60 on all games, and look what we got. So I wouldn't just set that expectation now. Keep low expectations. Believe me, I've learned.
Man.
Man.
Yeah. Nah, ask me, is it beast fight tonight, man? Shit, I'm doing. I don't know, depends how I'm feeling. I just got out my deathbed, man.
I'm gonna try to get y'all a beast fight tonight, man.
Y'all want a beast fight tonight? We come back at it.
I'm gonna try to get y'all one, man. Y'all.
We come back about what 9:30.
Yeah, man. We'll get a beast fight, man. They ain't seen you in a while. You see them screaming for a beast fight in the chat. You keep.
I drop the red nickel in the telephone.
I don't know, man. We're gonna try though. He might be going off so many meds, man. He might not be coherent.
Hey, yo, I ain't lying, man. Hey, yo, I was on my deathbed, bro. I was out of there, man. But yeah, we try to make it happen for sure, man. Yeah, if guys want it, we try to make it happen, man.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's always a pleasure.
Get the hell up out of here. We'll be back later on tonight about 9:30 then. We'll make about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We get a beast fight. We make it happen, man. But thank you again for rocking out with me, my bro, Nick Post.
Mr. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Broadband bullies.
Hey, yo, ask Post up with that. What's up with that chat? What's up with those videos, bro? I done came up on 2 deathbeds and still don't put out more videos of you, Post. What's up, bro?
You know what? See, you gotta stop doing this. We brothers here. We don't put our peoples out there like that, man.
I see it. Shout out to Garrett. I see he got his channel partner or something going on with his channel. I see he got a commercial on his. Shout out to my brother Ruhan.
It's the man with the $10. He's like, Z posted a great show. Here's my support for this F-Boy University. Let me allow. Keep up the good work, man. Thanks for tuning in, King.
Listen, man. Listen. I want to say this, right? What happened last week, man? That was wild shit. I definitely let the shooter out the bag. Definitely let the shooter out the bag.
I ain't calling no grown man Lil Red, bro.
Hey, yo, I got the video. Someone keep asking about it. I got the video up. I just made it private, man. I didn't want to be. Oh my god! Cause I'm doing some stuff back
joint was hilarious.
I'm doing some stuff back in behind the scenes, man. You know, working with a couple other partners and stuff, man. I ain't want to. Man, listen, man. The cat went out the bag. I'm human. Leave me alone. The motherfucker's been quiet as hell since then. I ain't say no direct.
But
I ain't seen no more. What's up with diabetic game? And that's not the bottom of that motherfucker. Then
I pointed that out though one day in the bar. I say, cause I pay attention to things, and I'm like, yo, is that his name? And then Z told me that story, yo.
A little red boy. I told him, man. Hey, yo, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna say when we get the hell up out of here. I don't be lying, man. I just tell true stories. That's funny, bro. Like, I don't be lying. Like, listen, man. He said, leave me alone. I've been telling him how long I got to fight back. Now, when I get him drop that red nickel in the telephone booth, you ain't heard shit else. Shit been quiet as hell across the street. I ain't seen no direct act this, no what's diabetic game, what's mocap. Anybody got shit else to say. You know what I mean? Now I'm looking like I'm crazy. Don't throw rocks and hide your hands now. But I'm going to get and leave it alone, man.
Yeah.
Shout out them jokers across the streets, man. He said, for real, man. Meanwhile, Charles back to fart night. This thing crazy. But anyway, thank you for rocking out live. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, yeah, man, hold on. I'm gonna make it, man. Shit, man.
Look at this.
Being messy, right?
Fuck all your fuck shit. You can't help it.
I made the video private. That shit like get 5,000 views too. That shit was jumping. I just made it private, man. I said, let me take this shit down, man. Because I felt bad, man. I felt bad. I dropped the red nickel in the telephone booth when I dropped that motherfucker. I told the truth, though.
He told the truth, but we keep it moving. We ain't got no animosity against nobody. Man, shout out to them dudes. It's just, at some point when you're throwing shots or indirect shots and stuff like that, it's only 2 minutes. It ain't gonna be too long before one fucker gonna keep allowing them shots to come over. But everything all good, though.
It's all good. I'm trying to get back to work, man. We gonna see if we get Mega ass back on the multiplayer, man. I ain't got anybody, man. Shout out to Mega, man.
Shout out to Mega, man. Mega.
And listen, if you want to see this right here, watch it. I'm gonna make it private again. Watch it now. Snap whatever you want to do. Rip it, snatch it, re-upload it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make it private again after that. But after that, moving past. Listen, I'm airing out my closet. What the hell? I'm sorry, mama. How this shit? I never meant to hurt you. Make you cry for now. I'm cleaning up my closet. Listen, man, everything love is love, man. I had to knock the bottom of that motherfucker out. Pause, man. But it should win next year, 720. We out of here, man.